Welcome to the inaugural edition of the Real Pros Trendsetters Agent Panel. My name is Scott Wright. I'm the Vice President of RealTrends, and I have the distinct honor of facilitating the Trendsetters Mastermind group that your brokerages are members of. I also have the distinct privilege of speaking today with elite agents from 3 of our member firms. Joining us today are Dominic Fonte with Cutler Real Estate. Cutler operates in Columbus and Central Ohio, Northeast Ohio, Cincinnati, and Northern Kentucky. We also have with us today Wendy Moore, who is with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Drysdale Properties. Drysdale Properties operates in Northern California and Nevada. Also with us is William Coyne with Beverly Hanks Realtors, and Beverly Hanks operates in Western North Carolina. So really the purpose of this panel discussion is to find out how leading agents are adapting, operating, thriving, and planning in today's radically changing environment. We've experienced a bit of change, obviously, over the last few months amidst this ongoing health crisis. And so really, I'd like to pick your brains a little on how you've adapted your businesses. Dominic, I'll start with you. How have you stayed connected to your clients during this health crisis?
The big deal always is, and I've been doing this for 32 years, my recommendation is, and what I'm trying to practice what I preach, right? So video is huge, like what we're doing right now. I think when people have a traumatic experience like 9/11 or 2008 or the Gulf War or something like what's happening now, it's not our normal lifestyle. So everybody's freaked out, right? And a lot of the agents freaked out too, and I don't even see what they're doing. But the old timers like us, we keep plugging away. And how I stay connected is, instead of doing email, I do email videos, and I make sure I'm reaching out to them, not necessarily asking if they want to buy or sell, although if they want to, of course, we want to do that. But I'm just educating them and saying how they're, see how they're doing, see how their families are, what things they're doing, are they getting their yard work done, and just to try to be there and then provide what's really happening from our perspective. If they are in the market or they have to make a decision, how in fact do we do that in a safe manner, in a nutshell? Email communication and regular communication through video.
Perfect. Wendy, I'll toss this one to you. Same question. How have you stayed connected to your clients during this health crisis?
Well, I allowed about 2 weeks of the whole shelter in place to kind of let the dust settle down. And then I started reaching out to the clients, both like Dominic and Zoom, video, text, connecting with, different demographics, obviously with email and calls, because the older generation wasn't doing those early on. They are now embracing it. And so just being a voice of reason and a positive light for them, and kind of assessing their COVID needs. And if there was something that they needed, like our older generation, did they need us to go shopping? Did they need us to connect with them on getting them to doctors? They didn't have a lot of resources or family members near them. So we just tried to be that positive light and community service. And again, like Dominic said, just try to be top of mind if they ever needed something to reach out to us. And I kind of embraced our Chamber of Commerce as well, and wanted them to know that we've got other services in our community that can assist them. And then we got back to some basics. We were delivering items of value to them, like, how did I get so lucky, and giving them a St. Patty's Day lotto ticket on their front porch. We just delivered yesterday Cinco de Mayo Popeyes with bottles of Cholula, the little hot sauce, letting them know that we were thinking about them, with my face superimposed on the actual label or logo, and just adding a little bit of humor into this kind of stressful current situation. And then we started also doing what are called asset reviews, which we basically went back to past clients and did a comprehensive marketing analysis for them on the current market data, and giving that so that they knew where is their value in their home today.
Fantastic. William, same question, sir. How have you stayed connected with your clients?
Well, we started with something very similar to what Wendy just described. We sent out an email initially offering services to our sphere of influence. If there was anyone that didn't want to go out, they needed something dropped off at their doorstep, we wanted them to know that we were there to help them any way that we could. The other piece of it has been we really ramped up our personal phone calls and handwritten notes. We try to hit 10 phone calls a day to our sphere of influence, to appraisers, attorneys, even colleagues. And we also make sure that we're writing at least 5 note cards a day, whether it's just checking on you, thank you for being there. Is there anything we can do for you? Please keep us in mind. We're still here. And so I think we've just tried to focus on a lot of it that we should have been focusing on anyway, but we've just sort of tried to ramp that up some with personal communications.
Fantastic. Thank you all. Next question. So here at RealTrends, we look at the showing time index, and we're seeing a lot of markets starting to bounce from their bottoms. So the next question is, how are you preparing for the rebound in your market? Wendy, I'll go ahead and start with you on this one.
Sure. So rebounding in the market is just making sure that we're well prepared with market data, education, keeping ourselves up to date so that we can be a voice for our community, a voice for our clientele as well, letting them know when we're going to be executing, getting all listings back on market with some of our vendors like stagers now having it lifted and getting them prepared. So over the last just 2-3 weeks, we've been calling all of our listings, getting them prepared and getting the right resources, contractors, stagers, painters, plumbers out to their properties, making sure that when this shelter in place was lifted, where we could start showing occupied properties, we were immediately geared and ready to go. So.
Perfect. William, same question, sir. How are you preparing for the rebound in your market?
Well, so our bread and butter, so to speak, at least in my team's business is second. It's not specifically second home, but it's the luxury urban condominium market. Well, a lot of our cash buyers are not buying right now. So one thing we have done, with rates as low as they are, we've actually shifted some of our focus to more planned communities with $200,000 to $300,000 price point. Those homes are still moving extremely well. So we've sort of diversified our business a little bit as we've settled into this unique time. We're also still working with developers. We've actually had meetings with 2 over the last 14 days about new projects that will be coming online. So fortunately for us, we'll have 60 new units in the inventory between the 2 to sort of offer out to the public. I don't know if it's when this is over, possibly even before things get completely back to normal. And the third part of what we're doing is back to our CRM. We've just been updating it. We've gone through every record in the CRM. We've made sure that we have all the information that we need. We've eliminated those that may not be there, need to be there anymore, added some that might have fallen through the cracks. So we've really tried to tighten up what's happening behind the scenes and make sure that we're focused on the activities that are really going to help when the smoke clears.
Great. Dominic, last person to answer this one. Preparing for the rebound. What are you doing over in your market?
I agree with what we just heard from William and Wendy. But what I do is I use BombBomb, the video program. You guys might be familiar with it. And so I have an awesome CRM and a workflow program. And so it's tidying up that if we have a little downtime, but I've been pretty busy. So honestly, it's communicating with the gold mine, which is the database, and not necessarily asking for business, but providing information so that when the time comes, they're an informed decision maker. And I do that by video. So a lot of times, while we're all in this together, because you hear that an awful lot, right? So it's just a matter of, educating people, like how we're doing showings. If you're not willing to want to go out, we understand that. But if you do have to go out, like if you're going through, your mom goes into a nursing home, you have to sell their home. How do we do that in a safe manner? Or if you're relocating out of state because you have to take another job, they can't wait for the coronavirus. So I try to reassure them, if you are in the position where you need to do something, I'm here for you. And here's the 3 or 4 things we're doing, with protections and, not overlapping showings and how we protect it. We do also the virtual walkthrough. So there's a lot of things, but I'd say in the main thing, how we're going to rebound and capitalize as an agent is that since, we're in the game, we're in it to win it. So that means top of mind awareness is key. And I find that the more senses you touch, that's why video is so powerful. And even if it's just a video email response, then you can track the open rate. You could, I can blast it out to the database. I can post it on Premiere. I mean, there's just so many cool things to do. I know we don't have near enough time to cover it all.
That's fantastic. So prior to COVID-19, the question is, I guess, what business or personal practices prepared you for this time, and what have you learned that will prepare you for the next event? God forbid there is a next event. William, I'll go ahead and start with you on this one.
So one thing that we've the practices that have helped us prepare, most of what we sell in our business is new inventory. So people, they have it when they contract on it, they've never walked through it at that point. And so what's happening now is not a lot different. We've taken the presentations that we use for new construction condominiums and we've changed them from a conference room to a virtual platform, created a website for people to schedule those presentations. And then we've set up an exact formula where we can go through everything, basically providing every bit of information that a consumer needs to make an educated buying decision from start to finish. So that's sort of what we've been doing that's helped us during this time. One thing that I think help us prepare is our team. There are 4 of us total with our marketing folks and our assistant who actually is out in Colorado. And so we've always had weekly team meetings, which has been great for this, but we've actually now started having them more frequently. And so we all meet 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. It's all video based. And it's really helped us make sure that we're on the same page, that we're swapping ideas and doing the things that we should be doing.
Fantastic. Wendy, I'll go with you next on this question. What business or personal practices helped you get prepared for what's happening right now?
Because I've been in commission sales most of my life in a variety of industries that were affected either by change in the government, the economy, finances. With that said, I've kind of positioned myself with some very strict disciplines and standards of practice just to keep myself balanced during downturns, both on a personal level, business, budget, and finance. And then just surrounded myself with the right sphere of influence to keep a good positive mindset. I like the team on this call. I mean, we've got amazing teams that help support us, and we've implemented some procedures in-house because of technology today to stay more in connection on Zoom videos with team meetings and sales meetings, as well as implementing some technology like Office 365 with to-do lists, just to make sure that we're streamlined with efficiencies, and utilizing technology now even to streamline our listing process, and utilizing video for introductions, and maybe everything that we were doing on an email basis, utilizing video like we talked about earlier on the call, with touching all of those senses and seeing how you can impact a new seller just prior to a listing appointment by doing a pre-listing video sent out to them. So utilizing technology to prep us for the new changes that are up ahead.
Dominic, what business or personal practices have prepared you for what's happening now? All right, it looks like we might have temporarily lost Dominic, so we'll just move on to the next question here. And really, this is kind of the last question based on the time we have here. Dominic, you back?
Yeah, I'm here. Do you hear me?
Oh, yep, I can hear you now. Great. I was just,
okay.
The next question for you was, what business or personal practices have prepared you for this time?
The database is critical. So that's the gold mine, is the database. So you always have to touch the database. You want to make sure you don't just, have a real estate experience with them and forget them. You need them on a plan, an action plan, a workflow. And when you're in the downtime, that's when you get a chance to go through all your stuff. Make sure you're recategorizing, touching people. I find the quickest way to do it is by video, because I can blast out 80 videos, short videos, in like an hour or so, because you're not really stuck on the phone. And then if it's an older person or it's someone that doesn't do email, you can use texting, and you can also make a phone call. And many times people don't answer live. You can just leave them something short and sweet and compelling to let them know you're thinking of them, and top of mind awareness, so that they're going to definitely remember us. And like I said, The database is everything, in my opinion. So you want to always be cultivating the gold mine. You work so hard to build that reputation of people that know, like, and trust you. You want to stay dialed in with them.
Absolutely. And to your point, kind of short videos and attention spans is what we have to pay attention to here. So I'm going to go ahead and really just kind of ask one final question, one quick one for each of you. And that's just kind of more of a personal one than anything. What are you doing personally to help with the stress relief? I'll go ahead and start with you on this one, William.
Well, so my wife and I actually bought a Peloton. And so we haven't received it yet, but until then we have set up an exercise room, which most of the stuff is here for yoga and meditation and exercise. And we're blessed to live in a neighborhood that's got a lot of wooded walking trails. So we've been spending more time outdoors, just trying to keep our minds off things and breathe.
Fantastic. Wendy?
I'm similar to William. I wake up pretty early in the morning and I head straight to my fitness room, which is a converted bedroom in our new house. And I cycle with my indoor bike with Peloton classes. I also do Orange Theory Fitness and online classes for full body workout. And then I just moved to Clayton, California, and Clayton's known for the best hiking trails in all of the Bay Area. And so my little Pomeranian dog and I have been exploring and venturing out on all these great hiking trails around Mount Diablo. And since we just moved to this beautiful new home that we're in, we've got an entertainer's backyard with a great pool and spa. So it's a tough place to be quarantined in right now.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Dominic?
Well, I'm in Ohio, so, there's not as much sun as I'd like. But honestly, I got a pretty good tan so far. I've been doing a lot more grass cutting as of whatever time it is, May 5th. Cut the grass several times. I got a new zero turn, so I'm having fun with that. I have a great fire pit. I love sitting outside, having campfires. We also have great trails, bike trails, walking trails. So I have a hybrid bike, so I pedal, but I also cheat a little. So I have a little hybrid bike, so I can go 15 miles, and then on the way back, cheat a little bit. So it's just nature, being around nature and getting a little bit back to, the thing cracks me up is, we're so dialed into the online platform, right? And I'm all about nature, birds singing, and having a little bit of fun. So it just helps you to recharge your batteries and remember all this hard work we do. What's it really about, honestly? So, I'm not cursing the wind. I'm adjusting my sails.
That's right. And by the way, Dominic is in his car because he just closed the transaction. So congratulations. Business is still happening.
Yeah. And hey, guys, and to be safe about it, I have my mask, I have my rubber gloves and my footies,
Perfect.
So doing what we got to do to keep people happy.
That's right. That's right. So moral of the story on the stress relief is get outside, breathe the fresh air, exercise. I want to thank you all very much for your time and your willingness to participate today. This is Scott Wright with RealTrends, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you very much.